Close your eyes. April 23rd, 2011. Satoshi Nakamoto sends one final email. It goes to a developer named Gavin Anderson. It is 3 sentences long. I've moved on to other things. It's in good hands with Gavin and everyone. And then one more line. A line that has been analyzed, debated, and obsessed over by thousands of people in the years since. I wish you wouldn't keep talking about me as a mysterious, shadowy figure. Then silence. No more emails. No more forum posts. No more code commits. Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever they were, simply stopped. Vanished. Left behind a technology worth at its peak more than $1 trillion and walked away. We still do not know who they are. This is the story of the greatest mystery in the history of money. The name Satoshi Nakamoto, a pseudonym, a ghost, a legend, has become an integral part of the narrative, a symbol of both innovation and enigma. For over a decade, theories have swirled, suspect lists have grown, yet no definitive proof has emerged to unveil the person or group behind this alias. Is it the work of a lone genius or a collective of brilliant minds? In today's episode, we delve into this profound mystery, exploring not just the cryptographic brilliance of Bitcoin, but the human element behind its inception and the shadows it casts over the digital landscape. As we unravel this tale, we find ourselves examining digital footprints, dissecting linguistic patterns, and scrutinizing timelines for a glimpse of the truth. We will traverse the known facts, those few, precious markers that ground this mystery in reality. We will analyze the language and timings of communications to speculate on origins and intentions. We will explore the personal histories of those suspected to be Nakamoto, peeling back layers of intrigue to see what truths may lie beneath. This journey will not only question identities, but will also ponder the impact of anonymity itself. How does the absence of a face, a name, alter the legacy of Bitcoin? How does it fuel its mythology and affect its adoption? In a world driven by trust and transparency, the paradox of an anonymous creator of a transparent currency presents a riddle not just for financiers, but for all of us. As we stand at the crossroads of digital innovation and human curiosity, we ask, does the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto matter? Or does the mystery itself serve a greater purpose than its revelation ever could? This is not just a story about money. It is a narrative that touches on philosophy, technology, and the very nature of identity in an increasingly digital world. With each passing year, the legacy of Satoshi Nakamoto grows, their creation shaping economies and challenging conventional finance. So let us begin. Listen closely as we step into the shadows, seeking answers to the questions that have lingered unanswered for over a decade. Join me now as we turn the page to Chapter 1, The Last Message. Join me now as we turn the page to Chapter 1, The Last Message. It's the 26th of April, 2011. Somewhere in the digital ether, an email is sent, concise, unassuming, yet monumental. This email is the last confirmed communication from the enigmatic figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi's email, addressed to a fellow developer, is brief. It discusses minor technical matters, with a tone as calm and measured as those that came before. No grand farewell, no hint of the disappearance to follow. It's a message that, in hindsight, carries the weight of a curtain closing on an era. For nearly 3 years, Satoshi had been a guiding force in the nascent world of cryptocurrency. From the publication of Bitcoin's white paper on October 31st, 2008, to the very last email, Satoshi's communications had been the beacon for a growing community, a community that was beginning to grasp the revolutionary potential of Bitcoin. In those early days, Bitcoin was a curiosity, its value barely a fraction of a cent. Yet, driven by a combination of idealism and innovation, Satoshi and the small group of early adopters set out to change the world of finance. Satoshi's identity was always shrouded in mystery. A pseudonym on forums and emails, this character was as faceless as the currency they invented. Theories abounded, ranging from an individual genius to a collective effort by a team of brilliant minds. But in April 2011, all speculations were put on hold. The digital presence of Satoshi Nakamoto simply vanished. It's worth noting the timing of this disappearance. Bitcoin was gaining traction, inching toward wider recognition. The Silk Road had recently emerged, a now infamous marketplace that accepted Bitcoin as currency. By 2011, Bitcoin's value had begun its volatile journey upwards, closing the year at around $4 per coin. Fast forward to today, Bitcoin has soared to nearly $70,000 per coin at its peak. This growth transformed Bitcoin from a renegade project into a trillion-dollar asset class. And amidst all this, Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin holdings, estimated at around 1 million coins, became a treasure trove of unimaginable scale. The growth of Bitcoin since that last message is not just a financial story. It's a story of belief, resilience, and the power of ideas. In those early communications, Satoshi articulated a vision where financial systems were decentralized, where individuals could transact free from the constraints of government control. Bitcoin's white paper, a mere 9 pages, distilled a complex philosophy into a clear call to action. This document, still studied with reverence, was the blueprint for what would follow. The forums where Satoshi communicated were once humble meeting places for a handful of cryptography enthusiasts. Today they are historical archives, housing the genesis of a financial revolution. Satoshi's last message didn't foreshadow their disappearance. It simply maintained the steady, understated tone that characterized all of their previous communications. No one knows why Satoshi stepped away. Was it to ensure Bitcoin's independence, free from any single controlling voice? Was it to protect their identity as Bitcoin stepped onto the world stage? These questions linger, unanswered, in the shadow of Satoshi's absence. Yet through this silence, the impact of Satoshi's creation continued to ripple outward. Developers and enthusiasts kept building, kept innovating. New cryptocurrencies were born, each trying to capture a piece of the vision planted by Satoshi. The legacy of that last message is not just in the words typed, but in the actions it inspired. The mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto captivates us not only because of their disappearance, but because of what they left behind. It is a mystery that grows with every new milestone Bitcoin achieves, every new challenge it faces. As we close this chapter, consider the magnitude of what's unfolded since 2011. The world Satoshi envisioned is still taking shape, in ways both anticipated and unforeseen. And so the question remains, who is Satoshi Nakamoto? As we prepare to dive deeper into the details of what we know about this enigmatic figure, remember the profound impact a single voice can have when amplified through the right medium. In the next chapter, we will sift through the known facts, the verifiable data points that build the framework of Satoshi's story. We'll examine the pseudonymous nature of the name and the timeline of their communications. We'll explore the creation of Bitcoin itself and the identification of wallets believed to belong to Satoshi. Each piece, a clue in a puzzle that has fascinated minds across the globe. Join me in the next chapter as we seek to unravel the enigma of Satoshi Nakamoto, turning the lens of scrutiny on the facts that form the backbone of this captivating mystery. Our journey into the heart of one of history's greatest financial mysteries is just beginning. In the shadowed corners of internet history, the name Satoshi Nakamoto stands as a monumental enigma. The very foundation of Bitcoin, a currency that has scaled the peaks of economic influence, was laid by a figure who remains an elusive ghost. What do we truly know about this enigmatic creator? Let us embark on a journey through verifiable facts and cryptic clues, grounded in the footprints left behind by Satoshi himself. Satoshi Nakamoto first emerged in the digital landscape with the publication of the Bitcoin White Paper on October 31, 2008. This seminal document, titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was shared on a cryptography mailing list detailing a revolutionary concept. The white paper was a concise, 9-page manifesto that proposed a decentralized digital currency, free from the constraints of traditional banking systems. The timing of this release was no coincidence. In 2008, the world was grappling with a financial crisis of catastrophic proportions. Banks were failing, economies were teetering, and trust in centralized financial institutions was eroding rapidly. Major financial behemoths such as Lehman Brothers had crumbled, triggering a global economic turmoil reminiscent of the Great Depression. Against this backdrop, Satoshi's vision of Bitcoin as a decentralized alternative struck a resonant chord. It was a concept birthed from the fractures of a broken financial world, offering a glimpse of monetary freedom. It resonated with those disillusioned by financial bailouts funded by taxpayers and the opaque decision-making of the traditional banking system. Between 2009 and 2011, Satoshi interacted with the community primarily through email and the Bitcoin Talk forum. These communications, often technical in nature, were pivotal in guiding the early development of Bitcoin. Satoshi's writing was characterized by a clear, methodical tone and a penchant for British English spellings, which have sparked endless speculation about his or her geographical origins. Satoshi was meticulous in these messages, addressing both minute technical details and broader philosophical questions about the nature of money and trust. His or her words carried a weight that attracted both seasoned cryptographers and curious novices into the fold. One of the most significant contributions Satoshi made during this time was the mining of the Bitcoin blockchain's Genesis block, also known as Block 0, on January 3, 2009. Embedded within this block was a now famous message. The Times, Oro 3 Jan 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. This not only provided a timestamp but also underscored the motivation behind Bitcoin's creation, a critique of the conventional financial system. It was a profound statement subtly encoded into the very fabric of the blockchain, an indelible mark of economic commentary. Satoshi's involvement in the Bitcoin project was both comprehensive and meticulous. It is believed that Satoshi mined approximately 1 million Bitcoin in total, spread across a pattern known to researchers as the Patoshi pattern. Despite the staggering potential wealth, valued at tens of billions of dollars at Bitcoin's peak, these coins remain unspent, further deepening the intrigue surrounding Satoshi's motives. The decision to leave the Bitcoin fortune untouched suggests profound insights into Satoshi's character. This restraint hints at motivations beyond personal gain, suggesting a purpose rooted in ideology rather than wealth. The first ever Bitcoin transaction took place on January 12, 2009. Satoshi sent 10 Bitcoins to Hal Finney, a renowned cryptographer and early adopter of the digital currency. This simple exchange marked the dawn of a new financial era and the beginning of a relationship between Finney and Nakamoto that has fueled much of the speculation surrounding Satoshi's true identity. Finney, who lived in Temple City, California, was one of the earliest participants in the cypherpunk movement, a group advocating for privacy-enhancing technologies as tools for societal change. His involvement with Bitcoin right from its inception often leads to debates that he might have been Satoshi. Throughout Satoshi's public interactions, an air of anonymity was meticulously maintained. The name Satoshi Nakamoto itself is widely believed to be a pseudonym. Yet, this anonymity does not mask the profound technical wizardry Satoshi possessed, nor the foresight necessary to predict Bitcoin's potential impact on global finance. The mystery is compounded by the fact that Satoshi was not just a developer, but a visionary, a philosopher challenging the status quo of money itself. As we piece together these fragments of identity, one cannot ignore the linguistic clues present in Satoshi's messages. The consistent use of British spellings such as colour and defence suggests possible ties to the British Commonwealth. Some infer this points to a location in the UK or perhaps a ruse intended to mislead. The timing of Satoshi's posts, often during UK working hours, further fuels such hypotheses. Despite these clues, the identity remains shrouded. Various theories abound, each as compelling as the next, but none conclusive. Among the most debated is the possibility that Satoshi was not a single individual, but a collective of minds, perhaps scattered across different parts of the world. Consider the potential for a collaborative effort, perhaps involving academics or professionals united by a shared vision. This theory gains traction in a world where open-source projects thrive on global teamwork. As April 2011 approached, Satoshi's digital presence began to wane. Messages became sparse, and the last known email was sent on April 26, 2011. In it, Satoshi stated they had moved on to other things, leaving the fate of Bitcoin in the hands of its community. This final communication marked the end of Satoshi's direct involvement with his creation, a mystery as vast as the fort he left untouched. Yet the legacy continued to grow, echoing through the codes and algorithms he or she inspired. The world Satoshi departed from had already begun morphing. Bitcoin was no longer just an idea. It had become a living, evolving entity with a robust community at its helm. As we close this chapter, the question persists. Who could possess such ingenuity and yet choose absolute anonymity? The next chapter delves into the linguistic clues hidden within Satoshi's writings, offering new insights into this timeless mystery. Chapter 3 begins with an examination of the most human traces left by the enigmatic creator of Bitcoin, their writings. Satoshi Nakamoto's digital footprint is defined by a series of messages, forum posts, and emails, each offering small glimpses into their mind. As we delve into these texts, we notice peculiar consistencies and subtleties. One of the most striking aspects of Satoshi's communication is the use of British English spellings. Words like color, optimize, and analyze litter the correspondence, hinting at a potential cultural or educational background. Despite this, Satoshi communicated almost exclusively in English, without any apparent linguistic errors, suggesting fluency. This precision and consistency have fueled speculation about their origin. Interestingly, analysis of the timestamps on Satoshi's messages reveals a pattern. Many posts were made during working hours in the United Kingdom, specifically between 1 a.m. and 9 a.m. UTC. Could Satoshi have been living in Britain, or perhaps another country sharing a similar time zone? Or was it a deliberate attempt to obfuscate their true location? Linguistic patterns offer another layer of intrigue. Scholars and analysts have pored over Satoshi's writings, comparing them to known works by other cryptographers and developers. The aim is to identify stylistic matches that could point to an individual or group. A report published in 2014 by the Aston University Center for Forensic Linguistics identified linguistic similarities between Satoshi's writing and that of known figures like Hal Finney and Nick Szabo. While these comparisons are compelling, they are not definitive. The words themselves tell a story of ambition and idealism. Satoshi's writings are marked by a clarity of purpose, often discussing the importance of decentralization in financial systems. In an email from November 2008, shortly after the release of the Bitcoin white paper, Satoshi wrote, "The root problem with conventional currency is all the trust that's required to make it work." These words encapsulate a deep-seated desire for a trustless economic system. As we examine these texts, we are reminded of the human element behind the creation. Beneath the technical jargon and code lies a profound understanding of economic principles and human nature. Satoshi's writings often referenced historical events, including the 2008 financial crisis, which arguably motivated the creation of Bitcoin. The timing of the white paper's release on October 31st, 2008, amid the global economic turmoil, seems far from coincidental. In one of Satoshi's final public messages, sent on April 26, 2011, they stated moved on to other things. This statement marked not just a farewell, but also an encapsulation of their philosophy: create, innovate, and then move forward. The brevity of this message is as telling as its content. It conveys a sense of closure, or perhaps a deliberate attempt to vanish into obscurity. The writings also reflect a meticulous attention to detail. Satoshi frequently responded to questions from the Bitcoin community with precise, well-considered answers. This engagement fostered a community of developers and enthusiasts who would take Bitcoin from an obscure concept to a revolutionary financial instrument. Despite these insights, the question remains, who was Satoshi Nakamoto? It's a question that has tantalized historians, cryptographers, and enthusiasts alike. The puzzle is not just about identifying a person, but unraveling the characteristics and motivations behind the pseudonym. Looking back at these writings, they also reveal a solitary figure. Satoshi's communications were largely one-sided, rarely engaging in personal matters or revealing anything beyond the technical scope. This anonymity was not just about protecting identity, but also about focusing attention on the work itself. Satoshi's ability to maintain anonymity in an age of pervasive digital surveillance is remarkable. In our current era, where digital footprints are almost unavoidable, the meticulous nature with which their identity has been concealed suggests a mastery of both technology and human behavior. As we piece together these clues, it's important to consider what they tell us about the individual or individuals behind them. The use of British English could suggest formal education in the UK, or perhaps a deliberate choice to mislead. Similarly, the timing of posts could indicate a specific geographical location or simply an erratic sleep schedule. The steady, measured tone of Satoshi's writings conveys an air of calm rationality. There is no sense of ego or desire for recognition. The focus is always on the project. Some have speculated that perhaps Satoshi was more than one person, a group operating under a single pseudonym. This theory, while plausible, lacks concrete evidence. While the investigation into Satoshi's writings has provided valuable insights, it has also deepened the mystery. Each clue adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate puzzle. As we dive deeper into potential candidates, these linguistic clues will serve as vital touchstones in our search for the truth. In the next chapter, we will explore some of these potential candidates, starting with Hal Finney. As we unravel their stories, we continue our quest to decipher the enigma of Satoshi Nakamoto. The journey ahead promises not only to illuminate possible identities, but also to deepen our understanding of the motivations and ideals that sparked a financial revolution. The journey ahead promises not only to illuminate possible identities, but also to deepen our understanding of the motivations and ideals that sparked a financial revolution. In this chapter, we shift our focus to Hal Finney, a figure whose life and work have left an indelible mark on the world of cryptography and Bitcoin. Born on May 4, 1956, Finney was a computer scientist whose contributions to the field of cryptography were both pioneering and profound. Hal Finney was an early participant in the cypherpunk movement, a group dedicated to promoting privacy through cryptographic techniques. As the first person, aside from Satoshi, to run Bitcoin software, his role in the nascent days of Bitcoin is undeniable. On January 12, 2009, Finney received the first Bitcoin transaction from Satoshi Nakamoto himself, a transaction that has become a historical cornerstone in the Bitcoin narrative. Finney's background was ideally suited for someone who could have invented Bitcoin. A graduate of the California Institute of Technology, he had worked on several innovative cryptographic projects before the Bitcoin era. His work in the development of Pretty Good Privacy, or PGP, a widely used data encryption program, showcased his expertise and passion for privacy. The intersection of Finney's life and Bitcoin seems almost serendipitous. He lived in Temple City, California, a place far from the financial hubs of New York or London, yet he was deeply connected to the digital frontier. His home office became a hub of creativity and innovation, a place where ideas of digital currency could easily have germinated. But it is not merely Finney's technical skills that make him a suspect in the mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto. It is also his philosophical alignment with the ideals that Bitcoin embodies. Finney believed in the transformative power of decentralized money and its ability to empower individuals. In 2004, several years before the Bitcoin white paper was published, Finney created a reusable proof-of-work system. This was a precursor to the technology that would later underpin Bitcoin, highlighting his forward-thinking approach. Despite his technical prowess and philosophical alignment, Finney consistently denied being Satoshi. He humbly described himself as merely an early supporter rather than the mastermind. Finney's health, unfortunately, began to decline in the latter years of his life. In 2009, he was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, a neurodegenerative disease that gradually took away his ability to move and speak. Yet, even as the disease progressed, Finney continued to contribute to Bitcoin and engage with the community. His perseverance in the face of such adversity is a testament to his character. The timeline of Finney's declining health raises questions about his ability to maintain the rigorous schedule that would have been required of Satoshi Nakamoto. Communication from Satoshi ceased in 2011, just as Finney's condition was worsening. Some argue that had Finney been Satoshi, the progression of his disease might explain the sudden silence. One of the most striking moments in the narrative of Hal Finney and Bitcoin is a message he posted on the Bitcoin Talk forum in 2013. He candidly shared his battle with ALS, expressing gratitude for the outpouring of support from the Bitcoin community. In this message, Finney's humanity shines through. He was not merely a coder or a cryptographer. He was a human being facing the most profound challenges with dignity and humility. Finney passed away on August 28, 2014. In accordance with his wishes, his body was cryopreserved by the Alcor Life Extension Foundation, a decision that underscores his lifelong commitment to technological advancement and future possibilities. His death marked the end of a remarkable journey, but not the end of his influence. Despite the compelling connections and coincidences, the evidence linking Hal Finney to Satoshi Nakamoto remains circumstantial. Many in the Bitcoin community regard him as a pioneer and a friend rather than a secretive revolutionary. His wife, Fran Finney, in interviews, has continued to assert that Hal was not Satoshi, emphasizing his contributions as an early adopter and advocate. Hal Finney's story is an integral chapter in the ongoing saga of Bitcoin. It is a story of innovation and resilience, of a man who stood at the forefront of a movement that would change the world. Whether or not he was Satoshi, his legacy in the world of cryptocurrency is secure. The exploration of Hal Finney's life brings us closer to understanding the possible dynamics behind the creation of Bitcoin. It underscores the importance of examining not just the technical facets, but the human elements, the motivations, the ideals, and the challenges faced by those who dared to dream of a new monetary future. As we move forward in our search for Satoshi Nakamoto, it is essential to consider the full breadth of his influence. Hal Finney's tale serves as a reminder that behind every great innovation is a tapestry of human stories, each thread contributing to the rich and complex narrative. In the next chapter, we will turn our attention to another intriguing figure, Nick Szabo. Szabo's proposal of BitGold and the surprising similarities it shares with Bitcoin will offer fresh insights into the mystery. His story will take us deeper into the cryptographic world, unveiling new layers in our quest to unmask the enigmatic Satoshi Nakamoto. His story will take us deeper into the cryptographic world, unveiling new layers in our quest to unmask the enigmatic Satoshi Nakamoto. Nick Szabo, a name that resonates with anyone versed in the history of digital currencies, is our focus. Born in 1963, Szabo is a computer scientist, legal scholar, and cryptographer. His work on digital contracts and currency is foundational. Notably, his proposal for BitGold preludes Bitcoin by a decade. In the late 1990s, Szabo envisioned a kind of digital currency that would eliminate the need for trusted third parties. This concept of BitGold, however, never materialized into a functioning system, yet it laid crucial groundwork for Bitcoin. Szabo's writings from that era reveal a deep understanding of cryptography and decentralized systems. His blog posts exploring topics like smart contracts and the Byzantine generals problem showcase his forward-thinking mindset. These writings, filled with complex ideas, mirror the thoughts found in Satoshi Nakamoto's seminal Bitcoin white paper. In 2005, Szabo published a blog post titled BitGold, which outlined a precursor to Bitcoin. This post described how digital bits could be securely created and transferred without central oversight. The timing of this post, merely 3 years before Bitcoin's introduction, is intriguing to say the least. The comparison of Szabo's BitGold to Bitcoin is striking. Both concepts rely on cryptographic proof instead of trust in a third party. Both address the double spending problem, ensuring that digital money cannot be duplicated arbitrarily. This alignment raises questions about Szabo's involvement in Bitcoin's creation. In 2013, linguistic analysis conducted by researchers at Aston University further fueled speculation. They compared Szabo's writing style with Satoshi's, analyzing linguistic patterns and word choices. Out of several candidates, Szabo's writings matched Satoshi's most closely. The analysis scrutinized subtle consistencies in language. The use of terms like computationally impractical and the phrasing of technical explanations were notably similar. These linguistic breadcrumbs add weight to the hypothesis that Szabo could be Satoshi. Still, Szabo has consistently denied being Satoshi Nakamoto. In numerous interviews, he has refuted the speculation, maintaining a distance from the Bitcoin creation narrative. Yet, his reticence only deepens the intrigue surrounding his potential role. Those who have worked with Szabo describe him as intensely private and intellectually rigorous. His acquaintances from the digital currency community recall his passion for privacy and security. This aligns with Satoshi's own preferences, as evidenced by their anonymous communication methods. Nick Szabo's early life offers few public details. Educated in computer science, he later transitioned into legal studies, where he examined the interplay between law and cryptography. This interdisciplinary expertise positioned him uniquely to conceive a digital currency like Bitcoin. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, Szabo's writings frequently touched on topics that would later become central to Bitcoin. He explored ideas about decentralized systems and the importance of cryptographic security. His work provides a blueprint for digital currencies, long before Bitcoin's emergence. Though Szabo's direct connection to Bitcoin remains unproven, his influence on the space is undeniable. His ideas have shaped the development of blockchain technology and decentralized finance. Whether or not he is Satoshi, his contributions to the field are immense. In May 2011, just a month after Satoshi Nakamoto's last known communication, Szabo made a rare public statement about Bitcoin. He praised its design and implementation, noting its potential to transform global finance. This endorsement, while not definitive proof of involvement, highlights his familiarity with Bitcoin's intricacies. The mystery around Szabo and Satoshi remains a tantalizing puzzle. While linguistic analysis and historical overlap suggest a link, the absence of definitive proof leaves the question open. Szabo's denials add further complexity to the narrative. Yet, as we delve deeper into the cryptographic world, the threads connecting Szabo to Bitcoin become more intricate. His foresight in conceptualizing a decentralized currency is remarkable. Still, without concrete evidence, his precise role in Bitcoin's origin remains speculative. Szabo continues to contribute to the field of cryptocurrency. He frequently shares insights through essays and speaking engagements, maintaining a voice in the ongoing evolution of digital money. His presence in the community, while subtle, is influential. In recent years, Szabo has become an advocate for the broader adoption of blockchain technology. He emphasizes the potential of decentralized systems to empower individuals and transform industries. This vision aligns closely with the ideals implicit in Bitcoin's design. Despite the enigmatic aura surrounding him, Szabo remains a respected figure in the cryptocurrency world. His work on smart contracts, in particular, has been pioneering, laying the groundwork for subsequent innovations. This legacy ensures his place in the history of digital finance, regardless of his direct involvement with Bitcoin. The journey to uncover Satoshi Nakamoto's identity often circles back to Nick Szabo. His intellectual fingerprints are evident in Bitcoin's architecture. Whether he acted alone or as part of a team, his influence cannot be dismissed. Our exploration into Szabo's world sheds light on the broader narrative of Bitcoin's creation. It raises questions about innovation, anonymity, and the interplay between individual genius and collective advancement. As we conclude this chapter, the question of Szabo's role remains unanswered. The intrigue persists, inviting further exploration and analysis. We stand on the precipice of discovery, peering into a world where cryptography and human ambition blend seamlessly. Next, we will delve into other theories that have emerged over the years, considering alternative candidates and evaluating their credibility. The pursuit of Satoshi Nakamoto's true identity continues. Each revelation, each theory, brings us closer to unraveling the mystery that has captivated a generation. The landscape of possibilities surrounding Satoshi Nakamoto's identity is vast, filled with shadows and whispers. In our pursuit of understanding, we now delve into other theories that bring new players to this enigmatic tale. These theories, while varied, all share one compelling trait. Each is as elusive as the last, as if wrapped in layers of digital smoke. One name that frequently surfaces is Dorian Nakamoto. A Japanese-American living in California, Dorian's life was forever changed on March 6, 2014. This was the day Newsweek published an article claiming he was the mastermind behind Bitcoin. The magazine cited circumstantial evidence, including his engineering background and his birth name, which matched Satoshi's pseudonym. Yet Dorian Nakamoto himself denied any involvement. In a televised interview soon after the article's release, he stated emphatically, "I have nothing to do with Bitcoin." Despite the initial frenzy, the evidence against him was scant. Most experts and enthusiasts have since dismissed the theory, noting the lack of technical overlap between Dorian's known work and Bitcoin's complex code. Another figure who courts controversy is Craig Wright, an Australian computer scientist. In December 2015, Wired and Gizmodo published investigations suggesting Wright could be Satoshi. These claims were based on leaked documents and emails that alluded to Wright's involvement in Bitcoin's development. In May 2016, Wright publicly declared himself as Satoshi. He attempted to prove his claim by demonstrating control over cryptographic keys associated with Satoshi's early Bitcoin transactions. However, this demonstration was widely criticized and deemed insufficient by the cryptographic community. Critics highlighted discrepancies in Wright's evidence, leading to further skepticism. The narrative around Wright remains polarizing, with many seeing him as a self-promoter rather than the genuine architect of Bitcoin. We are drawn next to the whispers surrounding a group rather than an individual. Some suggest that Satoshi was not a single genius but a collective of brilliant minds. Among the names frequently mentioned are Hal Finney, Nick Szabo, and Adam Back. This group theory posits that Bitcoin's creation required diverse expertise: cryptography, economics, and computer programming. Hal Finney, as previously discussed, was deeply involved in cryptographic communities and received the first Bitcoin transaction. Adam Back, a British cryptographer and creator of Hashcash, corresponded with Satoshi and contributed ideas that helped shape Bitcoin's development. Some believe that their shared knowledge and collaboration could have manifested as Satoshi. A strand of this theory also considers the potential involvement of financial institutions or government agencies. This notion suggests that Bitcoin might have been an experiment in digital currency from the outset, a concept supported in fora discussing the currency's potential to disrupt traditional markets. However, there's little concrete evidence to support such a claim, rendering it more speculative than factual. The complexity of Satoshi's anonymity is compounded by the cultural and historical context of the early 21st century. As financial and technological landscapes rapidly evolved, individuals and groups alike sought new ways to navigate and leverage these changes. The 2008 financial crisis in particular served as a catalyst. It spurred interest in decentralized systems that could bypass the traditional banking structures perceived as failing. Bitcoin, in its nascent stage, seemed to answer this call. It offered a digital escape from centralized economic control. The timing of Satoshi's white paper, published on October 31, 2008, just weeks after the collapse of Lehman Brothers, was no coincidence. It tapped into a growing distrust of financial institutions and resonated deeply with a disillusioned public. This timing, combined with Satoshi's absence, has fueled theories about intentional anonymity. If Satoshi intended Bitcoin to be a gift to humanity, remaining unknown ensures that the focus stays on the technology rather than its creator. It allows Bitcoin to stand as a beacon of decentralization, free from the influence of any single individual. In these explorations, the humanity behind Satoshi's mask remains a central theme. The emotional weight of being an unknown creator of a trillion-dollar phenomenon is profound. Consider the possibility that Satoshi watches Bitcoin's journey from afar, content with anonymity, while the world speculates wildly about his identity. Time has not diminished the allure of this mystery. Instead, it has imbued Satoshi's story with a mythological status. The isolation of being a ghost in one's own story is a poignant reminder of the sacrifices made in the pursuit of something greater. As we inch closer to the present day, the enigma of Satoshi Nakamoto remains unsolved. Each theory adds another layer to the mystery, yet none conclusively unravels the truth. Theories abound, each as intriguing and incomplete as the next. They highlight the convergence of cryptographic brilliance, economic foresight, and human ambition. We find ourselves at the intersection of technology and human curiosity, grappling with the unknown. As we close this chapter, we stand on the precipice of understanding. The identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, whether individual or collective, remains the greatest mystery in the history of money. This uncertainty invites us to ponder the broader implications of anonymity in a hyper-connected world. Where does this leave us? Poised to explore the profound impact of Satoshi's choice to remain hidden. In the next chapter, we will delve into the anonymity's ripple effects on Bitcoin, its community, and the financial world at large. In the wake of Satoshi Nakamoto's disappearance, the world was left grappling with a profound sense of intrigue and speculation. The mysterious figure had vanished as suddenly as they appeared, leaving behind a revolutionary digital currency and a legacy shrouded in enigma. Satoshi's departure in April 2011 marked a pivotal moment for Bitcoin, setting in motion a series of events that would transform the financial landscape forever. On April 26, 2011, Satoshi sent their final known email to a Bitcoin developer, Gavin Andresen. In it, Satoshi expressed a desire to move on to other projects and assured Andreessen that the future of Bitcoin was in capable hands. This was the last communication from the pseudonymous creator, leaving the community with more questions than answers. By that time, Bitcoin was trading at approximately $1, a modest value that belied its future potential. The immediate aftermath of Satoshi's disappearance was a mixture of excitement and uncertainty. Enthusiasts and early adopters were left to ponder the implications of continuing a project without its enigmatic founder. They were buoyed by the promise of a decentralized financial system, but wary of navigating uncharted waters without Satoshi's guidance. Bitcoin continued to grow, fueled by the enthusiasm of a dedicated community. The cryptocurrency's journey from obscurity to prominence was marked by bouts of extreme volatility, regulatory scrutiny, and technological challenges. Yet, through it all, Bitcoin persisted, driven by the vision of a new economic paradigm. The anonymity of Satoshi Nakamoto became an integral part of Bitcoin's mythology. The lack of a central figurehead was seen as both a strength and a vulnerability. On one hand, it exemplified the decentralized ethos of Bitcoin, a currency not beholden to any individual or institution. On the other, it left the community without a leader to steer it through moments of crisis. As Bitcoin gained traction, various individuals emerged to fill the void left by Satoshi. Developers, entrepreneurs, and advocates took on leadership roles, each contributing to the growth and development of the cryptocurrency. Gavin Andresen, for instance, became a central figure, often seen as a de facto successor to Satoshi's vision. In the years following Satoshi's disappearance, Bitcoin's value surged to staggering heights. By late 2021, Bitcoin reached an unprecedented peak of nearly $70,000 per coin, cementing its status as a formidable financial asset. The ascension of Bitcoin from a niche experiment to a trillion-dollar market highlighted the profound impact of Satoshi's creation on global finance. The anonymity of Bitcoin's creator continued to fuel speculation and intrigue. Journalists, researchers, and enthusiasts scoured Satoshi's writings and digital footprints for clues. Despite numerous theories and investigations, Satoshi's identity remained elusive, a tantalizing mystery in the history of money. The implications of Satoshi's anonymity extended beyond the realm of Bitcoin. It sparked broader discussions about privacy, identity, and the role of authority in the digital age. Satoshi's decision to remain anonymous challenged conventional notions of leadership and innovation, prompting a reevaluation of how we perceive creators and their legacies. The absence of Satoshi also posed practical challenges for Bitcoin's development. Without a central authority, the project relied on consensus among developers and stakeholders. This decentralized governance model was both a testament to Bitcoin's resilience and a source of tension, as differing visions for the cryptocurrency's future occasionally led to heated debates and forks. The community's ability to weather these challenges was a testament to the robustness of Satoshi's original design. The Bitcoin protocol, with its decentralized ledger and proof-of-work consensus mechanism, proved remarkably resilient. Its continued success was a tribute to the ingenuity of its creator and the dedication of those who maintained it. Over time, Bitcoin's influence extended beyond finance. It inspired a wave of innovation in blockchain technology, leading to the emergence of new cryptocurrencies and decentralized applications. The principles underpinning Bitcoin, transparency, security, and decentralization, became foundational elements for a burgeoning digital economy. The mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto endures as a compelling narrative within the Bitcoin community. It serves as a reminder of the power of ideas and the boundless potential of innovation. For many, the enigma of Satoshi is an inseparable part of Bitcoin's identity, adding layers of intrigue to its continued evolution. Speculation about the potential consequences of revealing Satoshi's identity persists. Would such a revelation alter the trajectory of Bitcoin? Would it assuage the concerns of skeptics or disrupt the decentralized ethos that has come to define the cryptocurrency? These questions linger, adding an element of uncertainty to Bitcoin's future. The anonymity of Bitcoin's creator raises profound questions about trust and credibility. In a world where identities are closely tied to reputations, Satoshi's decision to remain hidden challenges traditional paradigms. It invites us to reconsider the ways in which we assign value and authority in an increasingly digital age. As the world continues to grapple with the implications of Satoshi's anonymity, Bitcoin's influence shows no signs of waning. The cryptocurrency remains a symbol of possibility, a testament to the transformative power of technology. Its legacy, though intertwined with the mystery of its creator, stands as a monument to human ingenuity and innovation. In the grand tapestry of history, Satoshi Nakamoto's creation represents a seismic shift in the financial landscape. It challenges us to envision a world where money is free from centralized control, where transactions are transparent yet private, and where individuals can engage in commerce without intermediaries. This vision, though still evolving, continues to captivate the imagination of millions. As we ponder the enduring mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto, we are reminded of the profound impact one individual, or perhaps a group, can have on the world. Through the lens of Bitcoin, we witness the convergence of technology, philosophy, and human ambition, each playing a role in shaping the future of finance. And so, with the echoes of Satoshi's quiet departure still resonating, the journey continues. The next chapter will explore the broader legacy of Bitcoin, examining its philosophical and economic principles and their ongoing influence on our world. The next chapter will explore the broader legacy of Bitcoin, examining its philosophical and economic principles and their ongoing influence on our world. But before we delve into those monumental impacts, we must first consider the meticulous investigation that sought to uncover who Satoshi Nakamoto truly was. This chapter scrutinizes the efforts, both formal and informal, to reveal the identity behind Bitcoin's enigmatic creator. It was an investigation marked not only by its intensity, but also by its profound implications for the future of digital currency. The search to unmask Satoshi Nakamoto began almost immediately after Bitcoin started gaining public attention. Journalists, cryptographers, and enthusiasts alike were captivated, driven by both curiosity and the potential financial windfall of uncovering the mind behind what had become a revolutionary financial system. It was a pursuit that played out across continents, fueled by tantalizing hints and relentless speculation. One of the earliest efforts to decode Satoshi's identity came from a group of academics. In 2014, a team led by Dorit Ron and Adi Shamir from the Weizmann Institute of Science in Israel attempted to trace Satoshi's Bitcoin transactions. They analyzed blockchain data to map clusters they believed were controlled by Nakamoto. However, their findings were inconclusive, further deepening the mystery. Meanwhile, journalists launched their own investigations. One of the most publicized attempts occurred in March 2014, when Newsweek published an article claiming that Dorian Nakamoto, a retired engineer living in California, was the elusive creator of Bitcoin. The report, written by Leah McGrath Goodman, pointed to similarities in their backgrounds and interests. However, Dorian vehemently denied any involvement, stating he had never heard of Bitcoin until contacted by the journalist. This incident highlighted the challenges and ethical dilemmas inherent in pursuing such a shadowy figure. The quest for Satoshi's identity also ventured into the realm of linguistic analysis. Scholars and enthusiasts dissected Nakamoto's writing style, looking for clues about their origin and identity. A notable effort in this field was conducted by the Aston University in the UK. In 2014, Dr. Jack Grieve and his team concluded that there were significant linguistic overlaps between Satoshi's writings and those of Nick Szabo, a prominent figure in the field of digital currencies. Still, Szabo, like others before him, denied being Satoshi. Hal Finney, another highly credible candidate, was a renowned cryptographer and early Bitcoin adopter. He received the first ever Bitcoin transaction from Satoshi, further intertwining his name with the legend of Nakamoto. Yet, Finney consistently denied being Satoshi until his death in 2014. Beyond his denial, his gracious demeanor and dedication to the crypto community left many yearning for a different truth. The mystery extended beyond academia and the media into governmental arenas. In 2013, the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA, reportedly initiated a program to identify Satoshi Nakamoto. Utilizing advanced linguistic software, the agency aimed to match patterns in Nakamoto's known writings with a vast database of emails and texts. However, no official conclusion was ever released, adding another layer to the enigma. This search revealed the geopolitical significance attributed to Nakamoto's identity, as governments recognized the disruptive potential of Bitcoin. Each of these investigative threads unraveled without providing a definitive answer. The complexities of Satoshi's identity seem to echo the intricacies of Bitcoin itself: decentralized, enigmatic, and resistant to singular control or understanding. Those who pursued Nakamoto's identity found themselves entangled in a web of intrigue and speculation. In 2015, the mystery took another twist when Craig Wright, an Australian computer scientist, claimed to be Satoshi Nakamoto. Wright's assertion was met with skepticism due to a lack of verifiable proof. The evidence he presented was soon debunked by experts who argued it was fabricated. Still, Wright's claim reignited public interest and debate, serving as a reminder of the allure and controversy surrounding Satoshi's identity. Throughout these investigations, the figure of Satoshi Nakamoto remained elusive, feeding the mythology of Bitcoin itself. The anonymity provided a layer of protection and mystique that arguably contributed to Bitcoin's success. Many supporters of Bitcoin believe that the decentralized nature of the currency is best preserved by keeping its creator anonymous, preserving the ideological purity of the system. The investigation into Satoshi Nakamoto has also exposed the deeper human stories interwoven with technological advances. It has showcased how individuals from diverse backgrounds converged in the pursuit of understanding a new financial paradigm. This shared quest reflects a broader human desire to connect meaningfully with the forces reshaping our world. The unyielding mystery surrounding Satoshi Nakamoto serves as both a testament to the complexity of digital innovation and a reminder of our profound curiosity. As each new lead has surfaced, the investigation has become a narrative of its own, reflecting a blend of hope, skepticism, and fascination. Ultimately, the search for Satoshi Nakamoto has done more than seek to unmask a single individual. It has highlighted the power of anonymity in an era where information flows freely and often without boundaries. It has underscored the significant impact of a single idea on global finance, technology, and society. As we conclude this chapter, we find ourselves at the intersection of innovation and mystery, contemplating a story that is far from over. Each new theory, whether it be from mainstream media, fringe forums, or academic studies, continues to add layers to the ongoing saga of Satoshi Nakamoto. The investigation into Bitcoin's creator has left a significant imprint on the financial landscape, provoking questions about identity, trust, and the future of money. As we move forward, we will explore how the principles introduced by Bitcoin continue to influence our economic systems and philosophical understandings. In doing so, we recognize that the story of Satoshi Nakamoto is not just about one person's identity. It is about the profound and lasting legacy left by their creation. The journey continues as we now turn to the broader implications of Bitcoin, a story not just of currency, but of a world transformed. The journey continues as we now turn to the broader implications of Bitcoin, a story not just of currency, but of a world transformed. Since its inception, Bitcoin has challenged the very foundations of financial systems and sparked debates about the future of money. It represents a shift in how individuals perceive and engage with economic power. In the early days of 2009, Bitcoin was little more than an experimental idea. The white paper published by Satoshi Nakamoto on October 31, 2008, laid out a peer-to-peer network that promised a new form of digital money, free from the control of any central authority. It was here that the revolution began, a revolution that would see Bitcoin's value soar to nearly $70,000 per coin by late 2021. People from all walks of life have since embraced Bitcoin, each driven by their own reasons. For some, it is an investment opportunity. For others, a means of financial sovereignty and independence. This decentralized currency has empowered individuals in countries with unstable economies, offering protection against inflation and government interference. The story of Laszlo Hanyecz, who on May 22, 2010, made the first known purchase with Bitcoin, is a testament to the currency's humble beginnings. Paying 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas, Hanyecz could not have imagined how those coins would soon revolutionize economic landscapes. What was once a trivial transaction has become a legendary tale within the cryptocurrency community. Bitcoin's rise has not been without controversy or challenge. Regulatory bodies worldwide grapple with the implications of a currency that transgresses traditional borders. In 2017, China banned initial coin offerings and shut down domestic exchanges, underscoring the threat Bitcoin posed to established financial systems. Conversely, in September 2021, El Salvador embraced Bitcoin as legal tender, illustrating the divergent paths nations are taking. This dichotomy reflects deeper philosophical questions about the nature of money and value. Bitcoin's creation was underpinned by principles of transparency, security, and decentralization. These principles challenged the centralized control of traditional financial institutions, igniting debates on control, privacy, and freedom. Such discussions often rise to the forefront during times of economic uncertainty. The mysterious figure of Satoshi Nakamoto looms large in these debates, embodying the ethos of anonymity and decentralization. The likelihood that Nakamoto holds approximately 1 million Bitcoins raises significant questions about the influence and intentions of a potentially singular entity in this decentralized world. Despite this, the community thrives on the belief that Nakamoto's silence is a gift, ensuring that Bitcoin remains leaderless, untainted by individual ambition. Bitcoin's influence extends beyond currency. It has inspired a technological movement, spawning thousands of alternative cryptocurrencies and technologies built on the blockchain concept. Ethereum, launched in 2015 by Vitalik Buterin, is one such platform that expanded on Bitcoin's principles, envisioning a world of decentralized applications and smart contracts. Blockchain technology, once a niche interest, is now explored across industries, from supply chain management to healthcare. Its promise of transparency and security offers solutions to age-old problems, fostering innovation and pushing boundaries. Companies and governments alike invest in blockchain research, understanding the potential to reshape operational frameworks. Yet, despite its potential, this new technology faces resistance. Environmental concerns about Bitcoin's energy consumption have become a significant issue. The process of mining Bitcoin, which requires vast computational power, has drawn scrutiny from environmental advocates. While some argue for cleaner mining practices, others see this as a flaw that could hinder Bitcoin's future. As these debates unfold, the broader implications of Bitcoin continue to manifest. It has influenced not only economics and technology, but also culture and politics. Movements advocating for personal freedom often cite Bitcoin as a tool for empowerment, a way to circumvent authoritarian regimes. Through this lens, Bitcoin is more than a currency. It is a symbol of resistance and autonomy. It challenges perceptions of power and the status quo, inspiring a generation of thinkers, activists, and innovators to envision a world where control lies in the hands of individuals rather than institutions. The legacy of Satoshi Nakamoto, though shrouded in mystery, is thus both profound and multifaceted. It lies not only in the digital currency itself, but in the ideas it unleashed, the notion that the future of money could be peer-driven, borderless, and open to all. This vision continues to inspire and challenge the world, a testament to the enduring power of innovation. Yet as we consider Satoshi's legacy, we must also reflect on the human stories intertwined with Bitcoin's journey. People like Hal Finney, who received the first Bitcoin transaction, and Nick Szabo, with his foresight in digital currencies, each contributed to this narrative. Their roles underscore the collaborative nature of this revolution, where visionaries and pioneers collectively built what one anonymous figure began. The challenges and opportunities presented by Bitcoin will undoubtedly shape our future. As debates on regulation, environmental impact, and technological advancement continue, the lessons learned from Bitcoin's evolution will inform decisions in finance and governance for years to come. Bitcoin's story is far from over. It is a living narrative, evolving with each transaction, development, and debate, influencing societies and economies globally. The questions it poses are as relevant today as they were when Nakamoto's white paper first appeared. As we close this chapter, we prepare to delve deeper into the human elements of this digital revolution. The next chapter will explore the impact on individuals and communities, the successes and struggles of those who embraced this new frontier. And so, we move forward, knowing that the legacy of Satoshi Nakamoto is one of transformation and possibility. It is a story that reflects our collective journey toward an uncertain but intriguing future. Next, we will examine the lives touched by Bitcoin. Join us as we uncover more about this digital currency's profound influence on the world. In the quiet after the storm of speculation and investigation, we find ourselves reflecting on what the tale of Satoshi Nakamoto truly reveals. It is a story of ingenuity cloaked in mystery, a testament to the power of anonymity in a world increasingly obsessed with identity. Satoshi's disappearance raises profound questions about the nature of trust in technology, trust in ideas, and ultimately, trust in ourselves. What does it mean to create something so revolutionary and then step back into the shadows? Perhaps it speaks to a deeper understanding of human nature, an understanding that sometimes the truest impact is made not by those who seek recognition, but by those who relinquish control. It is a story that invites us to consider the essence of legacy. Money, in its traditional sense, has always been a manifestation of trust. Trust in governments, in institutions, in social compacts. But Bitcoin introduced a new paradigm, one that suggests trust can exist within an algorithm, within cryptographic principles, and within a distributed network of consensus. This is the quiet revolution that Satoshi set in motion. Yet, as with any tale of intrigue, the mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto lingers. It challenges us to explore the boundaries between private ambitions and public impact. It compels us to ponder the intersection of technology and philosophy, and to wonder about the unseen forces that shape our world. In doing so, it asks us to reflect on our own roles within the systems we inhabit. Perhaps, in the stillness that follows, we should consider the paradox of the unknown, that in not knowing, we find the freedom to imagine. This is the space where creativity flourishes, where innovation is born. It is in this space that we can dream of what might be, without the constraints of what already is. As you drift into sleep, allow these thoughts to settle gently. Let them weave into your dreams, carrying with them the quiet assurance that mysteries have their place. They remind us of the endless possibilities that lie beyond the horizon. May you rest peacefully, cradled by the whispers of the unknown.